Tell me in the comments, what do you think the universe has been trying to show you lately? Maybe it's a feeling you can't shake, a pattern that keeps repeating, or that strange sense that someone, from deep within the quantum universe, is whispering your name. Quantum physics, forget everything. Forget the rigid way of seeing the world and consider this: reality responds to your gaze. Quantum mechanics doesn't live only in laboratories, it pulses in the space between one thought and the next, where the atom reveals that almost everything is emptiness, and emptiness is possibility. Change your focus and you change the dance. It sounds counterintuitive, I know, but that's where the real treasure lies, in the courage to observe differently. Stay until the end, because beyond science, we'll cross a veil together. You'll leave with a simple practice you can try today. One that lets you feel in your own life how attention itself can alter the outcome. Humanity has always looked from the heavens inward, from the glow of galaxies to the silence of the heart. And that journey reveals a hidden dance between the macrocosm and the microcosm. The quantum universe unfolds as an expanding stage where massive clusters of galaxies swirl like ancient whirlpools, while stars and black holes write stories of gravity and light. Slowly, the lens narrows until it reaches the atom, that tiny frontier where quantum mechanics rules in ways that defy common sense. As the scale shrinks, language itself must change. Quantum physics shines like a lantern in the fog of ignorance, replacing certainty with curiosity. No forced mystery here, just better questions. And it's in those questions that knowledge begins to breathe and come alive. When you turn the telescope into a microscope, the Milky Way becomes a nighttime city seen from above, and the atom becomes a quiet neighborhood of empty streets. A proton measures about 10 to 15 meters, while an atom averages around 10 to 10. And most of it is empty space. But in the quantum universe, that emptiness isn't nothingness. It's the stage where everything happens. So here's the question. If almost everything is space, why can't your hand pass through the table? Quantum mechanics answers with probabilities, not quick certainties. The world feels solid not because it lacks space, but because of the invisible dance between particles that repel, attract, and weave together the matter that holds us up. Classical physics once worked like a perfect map for large scales. Planets, stars, galaxies, where the laws seemed to march in perfect order. But as we descended into the world of atoms, that map began to tear at the edges. It's like using a gardening manual to understand a tropical rainforest. It helps only up to a point, and then you're left to improvise. The quantum universe doesn't behave like a machine of gears and levers. It behaves like a symphony of possibilities. Quantum mechanics shattered our sense of predictability, showing that Newton's clockwork certainty was just a small piece of a much wider, more complex reality. Think of it this way. In a game of billiards, the balls move exactly according to the force you apply. Easy to predict, easy to measure. That's classical physics. But replace those balls with electrons, and predictability vanishes. They don't follow fixed paths, only probabilities. Quantum physics tells us that, at the core, everything boils down to waves of potential. And that single idea completely changed how we understand reality. From a clockwork universe, we entered a quantum one, where even the act of observing influences what unfolds. The black body experiment was the turning point. Scientists noticed that when they heated an object, the energy it emitted didn't match classical equations. The paradox grew. As the wavelength shortened, radiation should have increased endlessly, but it didn't. The so-called ultraviolet catastrophe revealed a blind spot in old physics. Then came Max Planck, brave enough to propose the unthinkable. Energy isn't continuous, it's delivered in tiny packets, quanta, a simple idea, yet one that tore through the fabric of known reality. reshaped, Planck's constant, became the key to the invisible world. From that moment on, the quantum universe stopped being speculation. It became law. Einstein took the idea further with the photoelectric effect. He discovered that light, when it struck certain metals, released electrons only if its frequency was high enough. Brightness didn't matter. Vibration did. Light then wasn't just a wave. It was also a particle. Each photon carried energy tied to its frequency. This discovery revealed nature's dual face, wave and particle, vibration and matter, coexisting in the same reality. The quantum universe showed us that nothing is fixed. Everything depends on perspective, interaction, and the consciousness that observes. Classical mechanics fell apart, giving birth to a new paradigm, one more alive, mysterious, and infinitely closer to the divine. Bohr completed the picture, describing the atom as a system of quantized levels. Electrons don't move randomly. They occupy precise steps of energy. When atoms receive energy, they leap to higher levels. As they return, they release photons, pure light. The quantum jump happens instantly. No in-between, no transition. It's as beautiful as it is unsettling, because the atom isn't a predictable machine, it's a living vibration, responding in frequency. It's the same principle behind lasers, microchips, and modern technology, and also a symbol of human transformation. When you change your inner frequency, you shift levels, collapse new possibilities, and emit a new kind of light. But nature held another secret: uncertainty. Heisenberg showed that it's impossible to know both the position and the momentum of a particle at the same time. The very act of measuring changes the outcome. Reality, in the quantum universe, only takes shape when observed. Einstein resisted. God does not play dice. And Bohr replied calmly, "Stop telling God what to do." Their disagreement wasn't about egos. It marked the birth of a new kind of scientific humility. Quantum physics revealed that the world isn't something fixed, waiting to be discovered. It's alive, unfolding in response to the consciousness that observes it. The atom is a dialogue, not a thing. Then Schrödinger gave mathematical voice to that dialogue. The equation IA plus T bas H sex became the heart of quantum mechanics. It describes how the state of a particle evolves over time, not as a single point, but as a wave of possibilities. Every particle is a cloud of potential, and the wave function px is the musical score guiding that dance. Superposition, being in multiple states at once, and interference, the way probabilities combine or cancel, form the code of this cosmic symphony. The quantum universe is sound, vibration, frequency, and intention. Modern technology was born from this understanding. Lasers, computers, GPS, optical communication, all depend on the mathematics of the invisible. But there's a deeper meaning. If reality collapses when observed, then the observer is part of creation itself. Consciousness shapes the real. The quantum universe isn't a stage, it's a mirror. And the atom, far from being a mere unit of matter, is a living metaphor. Vibration responding to attention, energy dancing to the rhythm of intention. Quantum physics reminds us that doubt is the engine of evolution. Newton, Einstein, Planck, Bohr, Heisenberg, Schrödinger all dared to question the obvious. If science had stopped at dogma, progress would have died. It's doubt that moves the cosmos, not certainty. Every generation of thinkers opened space for the next, and the result is this: a universe that breathes through questions. Knowledge grows when there's humility to embrace mystery. True scientific wisdom isn't knowing everything, it's never stopping the search. And here's where it all connects: the quantum universe, consciousness, and the act of observation. Reality isn't a frozen photograph, it's a film constantly being updated. Each glance is a new frame, each thought, a new vibration. Everything that exists responds to intention. This is the physics of the spirit. The universe isn't indifferent, it responds. The energy you emit finds its match. That's the natural law of resonance. Quantum physics, simply translated, into numbers and symbols, what the ancients already sensed. We are made of the same substance as the stars. Quantum physics is more than a scientific theory. It's a lens that forever changes how we see reality. It reveals that the universe isn't built on certainties, but on possibilities constantly shifting. Every atom, every particle, every vibration is a story waiting to unfold. The quantum universe shows that everything, from starlight to human thought, is energy organized by invisible laws that bridge the micro and the macro. The contrast between classical and quantum physics isn't a conflict, it's harmony across scales. The visible and the invisible, the predictable and the improbable. In the end, understanding quantum physics means realizing that reality is flexible. That what we call impossible is only a probability that hasn't yet collapsed. Reality responds to the harmony between what you think, feel, and do. When consciousness shifts, the field shifts too. The quantum universe isn't something outside of you. It's a reflection of your inner vibration. And once you truly see that, the world stops being something that happens to you and becomes something that responds to you. If this message resonated with you, share in the comments what awakened you the most. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and keep walking this journey, because the next step is to uncover how consciousness and the quantum field intertwine to create the reality you live in. The universe is listening. The real question is, what will you choose? Have you ever felt like the universe is trying to tell you something through signs, patterns, or strange coincidences? This video takes you on a journey through quantum physics, consciousness, and the nature of reality, showing how the observer effect, superposition, and entanglement go far beyond science. They point to the creative power within you.